John Heidi? Okay. All right. We have Tom Keegan?
Here.
John Kides?
Here.
Kadeem
Here, here.
Robert?
Present.
Manny Langella?
Here.
I, of course, am here. George Theodorides and George Theodorides are not here. Okay. So can I have approval of the August 11th minutes?
Motion to approve, Madam Chair?
Yes. Kadeem, all in favor? Please say aye. I
Yeah.
can't see you.
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Aye.
Thank you. So we're on next with public participation. Is there anybody there to speak?
I currently don't see anybody with their digital hands raised. If there's anybody from the public who would like to speak, either click on the raise hand icon if you're using the Zoom client. We do have a Johan Frida with their digital hands raised.
Yes, he can speak to the discussion item number 1.
And Johan, you have the floor.
All right.
Hey everyone, my name is Johan Alfredo. I don't think you can see me right now, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
Johan,
gonna
it's Ken.
ahead.
You can wait until your item comes up for discussion, which is discussion item number 1. So just give
Okay.
us a few minutes to run through the agenda, then we'll get to your topic.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so under old business, we have one Veterans Park Memorial progress update.
Sure. So Madam Chair, at our last meeting, there was discussions about possible Veterans Park memorial installation over at Veterans Park. Jeff DeWitt was on the meeting with us and gave us a brief presentation. After that meeting, Jeff and I were busy working together. We did receive 3 different quotes for the creation and installation of the monument. That went out to bid, received the prices. We submitted the pricing to purchasing, ended up with a low bidder for a company out in Monroe, Connecticut. So we have the monument in order, under order, should be ready in a month and a half to 2 months, at which point we will complete the installation over at Veterans Park. And we did find the funding to pay for the monument.
Great. Okay. Anybody have any comments? Okay,
Great news.
absolutely.
Awesome news.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read this on my phone. Okay, so next we have City Hall 9/11 Memorial.
Yeah, so also at the last meeting, we had Jim Lyons, who was at the Twin Towers on 9/11 with the request to move the existing 9/11 memorial from Veterans Park over to City Hall. So we actually secured a company who did move the monument over to City Hall, along with a few concrete benches. I have since had the flagpole refinished and repainted. I'm in the process now of speaking to contractors to install a small paver patio area near the flagpole. And then we'll install the monument on top of that patio area with a few seating benches to make a nice little monument area to 9/11. So that's on its way also.
Great, great. That moved pretty quickly, so I appreciate that. Any other comments? for Ken? All right, we're gonna move on to 5 new business. Slow down, thanks. Sit down, please. You mind? Perfect. All right. So this, for new business, the city of Norwalk reserves the right to cancel the event for public health or safety reasons as determined by the city of Norwalk in its sole discretion. The city of Norwalk shall not be liable for damages arising from the cancellation of the event. So 5.1, no, approve the use of Fox Run School and immediate surrounding grounds by Lightfoot Running Club for their Sam Alpern Memorial Half to be held Sunday, September 19th, 2021. Someone like to move the item? I'm sorry, from 10:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Set up to begin at 7 a.m. and tear down no later than 11:30 p.m. Estimated attendance 150. Would someone like to move the item?
I'll
Can't
move
see.
it, Madam Chair. Tom.
Thank you, Councilman Keegan. Okay, do we have someone here to talk about that, or Ken, you're gonna?
I
move
believe
that?
I saw Mr. Capone on the Zoom call. Anthony, is he there?
Hello,
I only have one person in the public attendee.
You don't see a Don Capone?
Yeah, I
No,
saw that name.
I did too.
but I think he's a panelist.
I'm here.
Okay, he's here. There he is. Okay, Mr. Capone, you can speak.
Well, this is the 44th season of the marathon, half marathon at Fox Run School, and we're looking forward to another nice event and perfect weather.
Great. Ken, is there anything to report about the event?
No, we have no issues at all with these events.
After
We've been working with
44
Mr.
years, I think you can
Yeah.
do it with your eyes closed, right? So we appreciate your commitment to the city, actually, and to what you're doing. So that's a long time to have such an event take place in the city, and we appreciate the effort every year. Anyone else have
pleasure.
any comments? And so, Mr. Capone, have you been running in this too? So you've been
Oh, well,
organizing for that?
I've been organizing it since 2003, and before that I wasn't running it. But now I'm only organizing it. It's too involved to run and organize.
Run and organize. So you're a legacy person in this organization. So that's great.
You're right.
All right. All in favor? Please say aye.
Manny Langella, aye.
Keegan,
John
aye.
Kite- John Kitey's aye.
Kadeem Roberts, aye.
Aye as well. Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. 5.2. Approve the use.
Madam Chair, item 2 needs to be removed from the agenda. This was approved by the committee, I believe, back in March.
Perfect. Okay.
So it does need to be on the agenda again.
Okay. It's hard for me to see, and it was one of them. Okay, item 3.5.3, approve the use of Veterans Park and Oyster Shell Park and immediate surrounding grounds by the Club Connecticut for their O'Neill's 5K to be held on Sunday, September 26, 2021, from 10 a.m. to 11, just for now, a.m. Set up to begin at 8 a.m. with tear down no later than 10:45 a.m. Estimated attendance 300 people. Someone move the item.
Move, Madam Chair. Kadeem Roberts.
Thank you, Councilman Roberts. So is there someone to speak to this item?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. Is this
Who's that?
Jim?
Yes, yep, Jim Gerwick, yep.
Okay, you have the floor, Jim.
Yeah, not quite up there with Lightfoot 44, but this is, I believe, the 9th year. Last year was virtual, but the 9th year that we've held a race from O'Neill's. And they've raised probably several $100,000 for various charities. This year, the beneficiary is the Norwalk Education Foundation. So basically, it just passes through the two parks. It starts and finishes near the restaurant over in Sono.
And so do you think your attendance will be about 300?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're 2 weeks out, and it's about 100, I think, registrants now. So based
Okay.
on other events in the area, I would say, yeah, probably 300.
Great. Ken, any issues or concerns?
No issues at all, Madam Chair.
All right. Anyone else, any other council member have any comments?
Yeah, Madam Chair, I'd like to say something really quick.
Sure.
And that's just, I mean, you guys at O'Neill's, I mean, you give back to the community so much. I mean, it's not just this race. I mean, the charities and the donations and the fundraising you do for many different organizations has been great. And I love to see that. I love to see a business give back to their community and their friends, and not just the Irish either. Everybody gets a piece of it. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing those comments, Councilman Kites. All right. So all in favor, please say aye. I'll call it. John Kites. Aye.
Aye.
Kadeem
Aye,
Roberts.
Aye.
Tom Keegan.
Irish eye.
Manny Langella.
Aye.
And I am a yes as well. So it's unanimous. Thank you. And I hope the weather holds up, right?
Yeah, the first year it rained, it was very much like Ireland, and every other year we've had absolutely perfect weather when the race was in May. So hopefully that streak continues.
Yes, absolutely. All right, sir. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. So we're on 5.4. Approve the use of John Ryan Park and immediate surrounding grounds by the Trinity Washington Village 4 Phase 2 Limited Partnership for their Soundview Landing ribbon cutting to be held on Monday, September 20th, 2021, from 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Setup time to begin on September 18th, 2021 at 2 p.m. with a tear down no later than 5 p.m. on September 20th, 2021. Estimated attendance, 150 people. Someone like to move the item?
I move that, Madam Chair. Kadeem
Thank you. Mr. Roberts? Is there someone here to speak to that, Ken?
Hi there. My name is TK Skandarian, and I'm working on behalf of Trinity Financial, and happy to represent the event at tonight's meeting.
Do we have any questions for, all I heard was TK, so I could call you Mr. TK.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Do we have any questions for this gentleman? I do have one. So I saw on the application, you mentioned food. So if you could just explain how that was going to be served.
Yeah, thank you. We're gonna work with a caterer to create boxed lunches for guests to enjoy at their convenience after the ribbon cutting. So ribbon cutting, speaking program, and then guests will be invited to grab a box lunch and either enjoy it out by the event or be on their way.
Okay. All right. Any questions for Mr. TK? Nope. All right. So we'll see you on the 20th.
Thank you very much
right.
for your support, everyone. Much
Thank
appreciated.
you. Oh, so all in favor?
I'm about to say, did we move that?
Aye.
Okay.
Yes.
Everybody says aye. Mr. Kites
Aye.
is aye.
Aye, aye, aye.
All right.
Greek aye.
Mr. Kadeem is aye. Mr. Keegan,
Aye.
Mr. Langella.
Aye.
Okay. And I'm an aye as well. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So now we're going to move on to 6, discussion. Number 1, Veterans Park donation of exercise equipment from Ken Guru Professional USA, Johan Alfredo. Discussion and possible action. All right, Ken.
Is that my cue or Ken's cue?
That's your cue.
All right, my cue. Let's go for it. So hey everyone, my name's Johan Alfredo. As you see, they have pulled up basically a bar park project proposal. So I wanted to ask you guys if you guys are familiar with what calisthenics is or what calisthenics parks are, what you know about it. I guess we could start with that.
So we do have exercise equipment that we just installed at Ryan Park.
Is that the one with the basketball courts?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So furthermore, I'm actually a professional calisthenics athlete. I'm actually one of the best in the world. That's a side note. And we've been running, I'm connected with a lot of athletes around the US and a bunch of different calisthenics communities. And when we get parks, when a lot of calisthenic athletes and people in the calisthenics community see fitness equipment like the one made at Ryan Park, it really like honestly hurts their feelings that, that those things get made, because at the end of the day, those kind of equipment really aren't the ones that people use to exercise. Sure, they look cool, sure, they look fun, but they're not really functional. Every day that I drive by there, every day I live on Sable Street, and I've never seen one person using it. So it's not to be a diss, it's more so like really like understand that there's equipment out there that's more functional, more direct, and more effective for people to get a workout. So basically, I live in Norwalk, and I work for the company Kangaroo Pro, which is the #1 brand for fitness equipment in the world. The bars were designed with recommendations of professional athletes, and they're really designed to last for a very long time. So I was looking for a place to put in one of these pull-up bars. As I'm from Norwalk, I know a lot of people in the community that want it. And then I was able to convince my company to actually donate one to Norwalk. Though this donation would be small, it is a donation that can be added on to in the future, as in, the way these parks are designed, they're designed like Lego blocks, so they can always be added on to afterward. So when it comes to the equipment that's going to be on there, it's going to be a pull-up bar, a Swedish wall. A Swedish wall is a ladder, as you can see in that photo, and then as well parallel bars with that. So just those 3 sets of equipment will be more than enough for people to get an effective workout. It's really gonna, really help people in Norwalk. My idea was to put it in Veterans Memorial Park, again, but this is up to you guys. If you guys had a better spot to put it, that's great as well. Veterans Memorial Park, I like that spot a lot because a lot of people run by that area. It's near downtown. It's in a very good location, like scenically, and a lot of different communities meet there. So it's a good environment for an equipment to go there. So basically, like, what's in it for Kangaroo? Why does Kangaroo want to donate the park? It's really because we want to help grow the sport of calisthenics. The sport can't grow if the equipment isn't right, and then a lot of people find it important to have a spot where they can meet with their community and work out for free. And, that's something that I really look forward to as well. When it comes to Kangaroo, what Kangaroo can really do, like after a park is built, we can help organize competitions, help council members connect with the community, the calisthenics community in the area. And we can also organize world-class competitions if that's something Norwalk's interested in. Now, the equipment that's going to be donated is not going to be enough equipment to do a world-class competition. It is going to be enough equipment to maybe have some local competitions, but when it comes to having something world-class and having athletes come over from all over the world internationally, it needs to be a little bit more. So that's the brief rundown. I guess I can take some questions right now.
So Madam Chair, Johanna approached me in the office. I thought it was a good idea, so I wanted to bring it before the committee to kind of get your thoughts and ideas and whether you thought it was a good idea or not.
So thank you. I will say that the equipment at Ryan Park, however subpar, has been utilized, and usually it was done in the spring and into the right up to the summer. And I know that there were some what do you call, instructors that actually had folks coming out there that they trained, trainers coming out and using it. So it does get used. It may not get used that much, but it does get used. So how much, what's the dollar amount of the equipment, the in-kind, the dollar amount of the equipment being donated?
Donated.
We know.
The dollar amount is around $3,500. So we would give you guys the equipment, ship it over, but the installation would be up to you guys at the end of the day. That's what our plan was. When it comes to installation, it's nothing too crazy. It's cement fillings into the ground, and that basically does it. Something I forgot to mention is that with these Kangaroo Pro parks, like I've said, they're world renowned, they're world-class parks. A lot of athletes recognize them worldwide, and athletes in the US, since there's not very many of Kangaroo Pro parks yet, I know some athletes that actually drive like 3-4 hours just to work out at one during the day. For an example, they have something like Ryan Park in their town, but then they want to get something that they want to go somewhere where they can record more of their own videos. You know, like a lot of these trainers record themselves and then send videos to their clients. So they want to do it on something that really looks aesthetically appealing.
Right. So so it sounds like wherever we put them, if we put them anywhere, it's kind of, that's it. If you're putting concrete in the ground, it's kind of stationary.
Correct. It's
Right.
almost like a piece of playground equipment.
Right. Okay. Any other questions, I'm sure, from other council members, please?
Hi, Manny Langella here. I think more so a comment. I think this is a great idea too. I mean, I can speak to I'm familiar with Kangaroo as well too. My sister went to school for kinesiology, so I've been always around the whole personal training, workout community as well too. So I can speak to the fact that I think this is a great idea. I think it's worth the cost. I mean, COVID's kind of thrust to the forefront in the new work from home environment, the importance of fitness. So, I mean, I think if we can get it somewhere with visibility, I'd be all for, a park, that has that as well too. But thank you for coming forward with this. I think it's fantastic. It's definitely high quality. So I appreciate that. And thanks.
No problem.
Tom? Anybody else?
Yeah, hi, Madam Chair, if I may. I have one question. Do we have any concerns about liability with a donation like this, or not really?
No, because it'll be installed to manufacturer specs. I mean, we have, 35 playgrounds throughout the city. So this would fall under the same insurance liability as any of those playgrounds.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Madam Chair, are we in Canada, is this, this is just discussion, or are we basically giving the green light or the red light on this moving forward right now?
I mean, I would say green light or red light on your end, and if it is a green light, I'll handle the rest.
I have a red light, I think, and maybe I'm off here, but I think, if we're going to start our master plan and we're saying, oh, this, Vets Park is the place, what is it? I think I like the idea, but I think we need to just think about it a little bit more about where it's going to go. I mean, I think the idea of having world-class, athletes come to Norwalk is great, but is Vet Park the place, or where? Because all of our parks are being used a lot. And we just can be a little more mindful.
Yeah, something to mention, the world-class athletes, as if the park was bigger. There's going to be some athletes coming from New York and all, like, I'd say the whole county, because there's not a good calisthenics park in all of Fairfield County. So really, like, people in Fairfield County, once they see it, they'll come over. But when it comes to a world-class competition, it has to be like a competition setup. We have packages for competitions as well.
So when we do things in Norwalk, I get it, we do things and we have draw from all over Fairfield County, and that's still, it's still quite a few people. So maybe, I don't mean world class, but whatever type of sporting event we have draws quite a few people. And I think we just need to be mindful at this point, particularly when we're getting ready to have do a master plan study of our parks. I don't know, Ken.
Madam Chair, can I say something?
Yeah. Yes, Mr.
I
Roberts.
just want to say this is a wonderful event. I see these a lot when I go to LA, especially on like beaches and things of that nature. And they say like calisthenics is like the legit best thing to working out. So I think that this is something as well where, you know, those that come from the community that don't have, you know, proper means to a gym can actually work out, you know, within these actual facilities at parks or locations. But I do feel, you know, definitely we need to make sure we locate this at a proper location. You know, that's a major key, because it could be at Vets, it could be at the beach, but it also can be in another district, you know. I do also think that it's wonderful that it'll bring the attraction as well of world-class athletes coming into the city, and it could bring more traction as far as that to Norwalk. So I do definitely, you know, see both points, and I definitely believe that we got to make sure we locate this at a specific location, though. That's the major key for me.
And Madam Chair, if I may as well too, just a second, Councilman Roberts piece as well too. I mean, I think we have great equipment right now, but I mean, with due consideration, I think this needs to be part of the master plan too. I mean, it's a completely different type of setup. So I mean, I think that this could really kind of take what we currently have to the next level and really open up the exposure. We do draw a lot of people, but this is a big differentiator and a chance for Norwalk to really kind of put ourselves in the map for, you know, basically health and increase that draw as well too. So I second Councilman Roberts as well too. Thanks.
Anyone else?
Madam Chair, like I think everyone's of the same mindset here, and I personally think it's a good idea. But also, to your point, Madam Chair, I think a little bit more thought about this and needs to be taken. I'm not one to, you know, delay, you know, further extend things and approvals and so forth. But I think just putting a tad bit more thought into this, either offline or at the next meeting, would be a good idea, personally, for me.
Okay. Tom, I think we heard from you, right?
Yes, you did, Madam Chair, and I think Mr. Kites makes a good point as to yourself. I think if my question would be, Mr. Alfredo, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, if we delay this a month or so, would that jeopardize your donation?
It might, because I might be leaving Norwalk. I might be moving to Tampa because there's seriously no calisthenics equipment here. So I was going to move to Florida because there's calisthenics over there. Like I was literally, that's the reason I was going to leave. I guess another thing I could say is that if Norwalk does build a sizable park, I'm also affiliated with the WSWCF, which is the world's like most recognized calisthenics organization for competitions. And I could basically make, if Norwalk is like that, makes a pretty decent sized park, I could bring all the athletes from across the world and we can do some kind of event, you know, yearly, and it can be like a hub for the Northeast in that sense.
Okay. So I think we all like the idea, but I think, you know, our parks get used a lot. And because we're starting a master plan study so that we can just get everything together and kind of make sense of it, and we could include this idea in that, we want to make sure that we're placing it in the best possible place, right? So so it's not to delay, it's really for us to really do this right. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I have a thing that I'll share with Ken afterward. It's our capabilities deck. It's basically like how our process works, everything it goes through. And then as you guys go through this process, it will help you make the decision in that sense.
So I think it's a great idea. But I think we just need to take a little bit more time. And so if it took longer than any of us anticipated, but we said we would like to do it, you know, are you donating the equipment to us? And then when we find that location, we place it there? Or are you expecting when you get it to us, there's a definite time that it needs to be installed? Hello?
Hi, sorry, it cut out.
I don't remember what I just said. So I'm at, so I don't think that we are rejecting the equipment. But if we wait, and I think it makes sense for us to go through our master plan process, and that might take longer than you anticipate or even we anticipate, but we like the idea. And so are you donating the equipment to us? And with the expectation that we install it within 30 days or something, or are you donating it to us, expecting us to install it when we can, and we let you know when that is?
I will have to check back with the boss on that one, but based on what I'm thinking, I think we could give it to you guys, you know, as soon as we can. And then if that helps you guys, you know, get ready for the decision, you know, it doesn't change much. As an example, like say we waited until you guys told us, oh, we found a location, and then we sent it, then there's that waiting period where you could have actually been building it while it's getting shipped over. So I think the better option would to be like, you know, donate the equipment already. And then that way, you know, you don't have to wait on us in that sense, whenever you guys are ready.
Okay. If that's an option, I think that works as well. But I think, you know, as a committee, we can talk about that, or we can decide if, you know, if we want to agree to receive the equipment with the expectation that once we finish our master plan, we want to make sure we put it in the right place, given the information that you will share with us and what you've already shared with us. I think that makes sense. And if that works, you'll get back to us and let us know that then.
Of course, I'll be in connection with Ken.
Sounds good.
Anybody have any comments, thoughts, suggestions? Ken?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. All right. So thank you. Hope you stay around much longer than you just shared with us. So
Yeah, hope so too. I hope so too. Thank you so much. I'll leave the meeting, but thank you. I'll get everything else ready and send it over to Ken. Have a great
thank
night.
you so much.
Thank
You too. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So are we at the end of our agenda? Let me see here. We are, right?
Item number 2 under discussion, Madam Chair.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. City-wide dog ordinance discussion and possible action. Ken, you want to start?
Sure. So as you probably all realize, based on newspaper articles in the last couple of weeks, dogs have popped up as an issue again in Norwalk, basically prompted by the installation of no dogs allowed signs over at Oyster Shell Park. As most of you are probably aware, the city has a no dog policy at schools or park properties within the city limits, not including Taylor Farm as the dog park and sections of Cranberry Park, which also allow dogs both on leash and off leash. So throughout discussions with constituents and other leaders in the city, I did have a meeting with Rick McQuaid, the town clerk. And one of the ideas we came up with is when people come in to register their dogs, to also have a handout, which basically shows the residents the current rules of dogs within the city, where dogs are allowed, where they aren't allowed, about dogs being vaccinated, the number for the dog warden, basically a whole 8.5 by 11 page of information pertaining to dogs. That being said, it is also noted that our existing dog ordinance should really be updated. And I think that's something we're gonna, bring to task when we formulate our new master plan of parks. It's my feeling that there are other sites that probably should allow dogs at this time. But that'll all be part of the new master plan as well as a public hearing process. And the public will definitely have a chance to weigh in to give us their thoughts and ideas also.
Thanks. Any questions for Ken?
Hey, Ken, Madam Chair, just chime in real quick. John, just specifically to oyster shell, and it looks like, it's gonna be one of those, processes where you need to go through ordinance, but specifically for oyster shell, there's been, talk of a dog park, like an enclosed dog park similar to, I guess, what, they have in Roegan at Oyster Shell. Is that something that you would recommend?
So we did have some conversations with redevelopment about the possibility of a dog park over at Oyster Shell. There are a few things we need to look at. We need to look at the issue of that being a capped landfill. And if there is going to be any issue with dogs and dog waste and runoff on that capped landfill. And also we need to really study the idea of penetrating the ground with fence posts and benches and other amenities that a dog park requires. We're very limited to what we could do up there because of the landfill cap. So that's something that we're currently looking at now.
And so you're talking about the same space where the Nights Festival is held?
A portion, not the entire,
Okay,
not the entire Oyster
okay.
Shell site, no.
Okay. Anybody else? No? Okay, so next steps with this is the ordinance. What are we doing?
So what, I have a list of my recommendations, and that'll be, in front of the master plan committee. So that'll be a list of suggestions. It'll go through the process, we'll, look for public input, we'll look for your input. And then we'll, hammer out an updated dog ordinance that'll pertain to all of our school sites and parks within the city.
Ken, is there currently an ordinance that makes mention of animals and pets in any of these locations?
There is, yes, there is. And that's the ordinance that we have. It's actually an ordinance within the Rec and Parks Department. And that's what we have referenced on all of our no dog signs. And these signs, aren't new. They're new at Oyster Shell, but I've been installing these signs citywide for the past 15 years. Whenever I start getting complaints from a school principal or residents of nearby parks where dogs are becoming an issue, then we go there and we post a sign sort of as a reminder. That being said, without enforcement, signs are meaningless. So that has to be a broader discussion also about how these regs are going to be enforced.
Okay, so is this ordinance looking to add detail and legally restricts dogs, or are we trying to open up the conversation and possibly kind of pick and choose what parks will allow dogs and which ones won't?
No, it definitely will not be a broad brush. I think the majority of our parks will not allow dogs, but I think there are a few parks currently that do not allow them that probably should allow them. Just based on, people living in the city and high used areas and walkways. So I think that discussion needs to be had. But it's not going to be a one size fits all approach.
Got it, thanks.
Any other questions? Okay. All right. That was quick. So I think that was the last item.
That was it.
That was it. So can I have a motion to adjourn?
Okay, to adjourn. Tom.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Everybody. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you for your time. Have a good night,
Thanks,
everyone.
Kenny.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
night.
Take
Good
care.
night. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Good night.